In this chapter, we will look at the AS400 messaging facilities. Messages are the main means of communication on the AS400. Users communicate with other users. Programs communicate with users. Programs communicate with other programs, and devices communicate with the system through messages. Messages are not sent directly to a user or a program, but rather to a message queue that is associated with a user, program, or device, as may be the case. Let us look at message queues. A message queue is an AS400 object that is used to hold messages. You can have different types of message queues on the AS400. Whenever a user profile is created on the AS400, a message queue with the same name is also created automatically. Similarly, whenever a device description for a workstation is created, either through a command or automatically by the system, a workstation message queue is automatically created with the same name. IBM supplies some message queues such as the System Operator Message Queue, QSysOPR. Apart from this, we can also create user message queues. We also have job message queues that are created automatically when a job is started and lasts for the duration of the job. Programs within the job communicate with the user through the external portion of this message queue. Whenever a program is started, a program message queue is added to the job message queue. The program message queues are used for program-to-program communication among programs within the job. Let us now look at the different types of messages. We have completion, diagnostic, escape, informational, inquiry, notification, request, status, and reply messages. A completion message is used to signal that a processing step is successfully completed. A diagnostic message is used to indicate that there is an error condition. An escape message is used to signal that the desired function was not completed successfully and that the program should end. An informational message is used to provide information other than errors. An inquiry message is used when a response is required from the user. A notification message can be either used as inquiry or escape message. A request message type is used for sending a processing request. A status message is used to indicate a job's progress. A reply message is used to respond to inquiry or notification messages. Messages can also be classified as immediate and predefined. An immediate message is one that is composed within the command as and when required. The main advantage with these commands is their ease of use. They can be used on the send message, send break message, send user message, and send program message commands. Predefined messages already exist in message files on the system. Predefined messages have many advantages such as standardization and the ease with which you can modify and use them. Predefined messages can be used only with the send program message and send user message commands. Every program product on the AS400 has its own message file such as QCPF-MSG, QRP-GMSG, QCBL-MSG. Let us use the Work with Message File Description command to look at the QCPF-MSG message file. Message files have an object type of *MSGF. Each message in the file has a unique message identifier associated with it. The message identifier is made up of 3 letters followed by 4 digits. Look at the message CPF 9801 that has the message text object &2 in library &3 not found. When we want to use this message, we have to supply values for the variables &2 and &3. The system will replace the variables with the values supplied before sending the message. We shall see how to do that in a little while. We can also create our own message file and add messages to it. We use the create message file command to create a message file. Here we specify the name of the message file and the library in which it is to be placed. When the message file is created, it is empty. We can add messages to the file using the Work with Message Description command. If any messages exist in the file, they will be displayed on the screen. For user messages, the identifiers normally begin with a U followed by 2 letters of the alphabet and 4 numbers. There are options to change, delete, print, and display details for existing messages. The F6 key is used to add new messages to the message file. Pressing the F6 key will take us to the Add Message Description screen. Here we describe the new message. On the message parameter, we specify the first level message text. On the second level message parameter, we specify the second level message text that will be displayed to the user only if he requests for additional information when the first level help is displayed. On the severity parameter, we define a severity level for the message. This can be any value between 0 and 99. The severity level of a message affects how the message will be displayed to the user. We shall see this in the next section. On both the message and second level message parameters, we can also use variables within the message text to indicate that the user will supply values for these variables when he is using the message. When using variables, we are also required to use the format parameter. For each of the variables, we specify the data type, their length, and in case of numeric values, we also specify the number of decimal positions. Here, care should be taken to describe the fields in the same order as they appear in the message. That is, &1 should be described first and then &2 and so on, or else our messages could get all mixed up. On the reply type parameter, we specify the type of reply message that can be sent as a response to this message when it is sent as an inquiry message. We also define the length of the reply message. On the valid reply values parameter, we can specify a list of valid replies that are allowed for this message. We also have the default, range, and relation parameters that can also be used to define the valid replies. We shall see how to use the messages from the message file in a little while. Let us now see how a message can be sent to a particular message queue. The CL commands that can be used for sending messages are send message, send break message, send user message, send program message. The send message command can be used to send immediate messages to one or more message queues. On the message parameter, we enter the message that is to be sent. The message text has to be a single string enclosed in single quotes. On the toUser parameter, we specify the name of the user profile to whose message queue the message has to be sent. Here, we can also specify values such as *sysOPR, *requester, and *all active users. *sysOPR is used to send message to the system operator message queue. *requester is used to send the message to either the user message queue running the job or the system operator message queue. *all active users is used for sending the message to all the users who are signed on currently. When this parameter is specified, the toMessageQueue parameter cannot be specified. The toMessageQueue parameter is used to identify a message queue to which the message is to be sent. Here you can name up to 50 message queues, including the system operator message queue. This parameter can only be used when the toUser parameter is not specified. On the message type parameter, we can specify either *info for informational messages or *inq for inquiry messages. If we specify *inq, then only one message queue can be specified on the toMessageQueue parameter. The send break message command can be used to send immediate messages to workstation message queues only. The user at the workstation will be interrupted and the message is displayed on the screen. On the message parameter, we specify the text of the message. On the toMessageQueue parameter, we can specify up to 50 message queues. We can also specify *all workstations, in which case the message will be sent to all the workstations defined on the system, irrespective of whether they are active or not. The message type and reply message queue parameters are the same as in the send message command. Next, let us look at the SNDUSRMSG Command. This command can be used in CL programs to send a message to the user. The message ID and message file parameters identify the particular message to be sent. A value of *external on the toMessageQueue parameter indicates that the message is to be sent to the external portion of the job's message queue. On the message type parameter, we can specify either *info or *inq explained earlier. The message data parameter is used to supply the values to be substituted in the variables included in the message text contained in the message file. There may be more than one variables included in the message text. The values of each of the variables will have to be concatenated together into a single string that must match the sequence and formats of the fields in the message text. The send user message can also be used to send immediate messages. On the message parameter, we supply the message text. On the toMessageQ parameter, we indicate where the message has to be sent. We specify *INQ on the message type parameter when sending inquiry messages. The values parameter is used to specify valid reply values in case of inquiry messages. We can also specify a default reply value that is to be used in case the user does not respond to this inquiry message. Another useful parameter is the translate table, where we can specify a table that is to be used to translate the reply message, such as qsys_trn_tbl, that converts all input characters into uppercase. The send program message command is used to send messages from one program to another program in the jobs message stack. The program can also send a message to the user through the external portion of the jobs message queue. The toProgramQ parameter takes two values and is used to specify where the message has to be sent. To send a message to the calling program, we specify *previous and *. To send a message to the user, we specify *ext and *. To send a message to a program higher up in the jobs program stack, we specify *same and program name. We shall now move on to see how error conditions can be handled in CL programs. Consider this example. A program uses the checkObject command to check whether the customer's file exists in the custlib library or not. If the file does not exist, the system sends a message to the program. If we do not monitor for this error message within the program, the user who is running the program will receive an inquiry message such as CPF 9801 received by PRG OBJ at 1200 CDIR. The user can respond with C to cancel the program, D for a program dump to be printed. The program will be cancelled in this case. I to ignore the error, R to retry the command. The user who is running the program will normally not understand such messages. Rather than allowing the program to end abruptly, it is better to monitor for such error messages from within our program and to end the program smoothly while also sending a more meaningful and friendly message to the user. The monitor message command can be used in CL programs to monitor status, notify, and escape messages that are sent to the program's message queue. When notify and status messages are not monitored, the sending program continues, whereas for escape messages, the program will not be able to proceed unless the user rectifies the error. Escape messages are sent to indicate that an error condition caused the sender to end. On the monitor message command, we specify the message ID of the message that is to be monitored, such as CPF2110. On the execute parameter, we specify the actions that are to be taken on receiving this particular message. To ignore the message, we leave it blank. The message CPF2110 has a message text: library &1 not found. We can use the compare data parameter to specify that the message is to be monitored only when &1 has a particular value, such as splib. The monitor message can be specified either at the command level or at the program level. When it occurs at the command level, it will only monitor for the messages generated by the command immediately preceding it. When the monitor message command is at the program level, the error message will be monitored anywhere in the program. At the program level, the exec parameter can either be blank, in which case the message is ignored, or it can contain a goto command that identifies a label within the program to which control will be passed on receiving the message. If both command level and program level monitor message commands exist for the same error, only the command level monitor message will be used. A command that is often used along with the monitor message command is the receive message command. When we use the monitor message command, it automatically takes control when the program receives the error message identified on the message ID parameter. The receive message command can then be used in the program to copy the message text into a CL variable. The receive message command has to be executed explicitly and does not take control automatically as the monitor message command does. On the receive message queue command, we can specify which message queue we want to read from on the program message queue and message queue parameters. The program message queue parameter identifies the particular program message queue on the job message queue from where you want to receive messages. If we specify a value for the program message queue parameter, then the message queue parameter has to be set to *PGMQ, that is, program message queue. To read the messages from some other message queue, we can specify a message queue name on the message queue parameter. The message type parameter can be set to *first, *next, *previous, or *last to position ourselves within the message queue to read the messages either forward or backward. To access the message randomly, we can use the message key parameter to access a particular message using the message's internal message key. A wait parameter can be used to specify the number of seconds the receive message command should wait for a message to arrive on the message queue. While on the topic of messages, let us also take a look at job logs, which record the messages generated within the job. Every job that is started on the AS400 generates a job log. The job log provides a detailed information of all the activities that took place while the job was executing. It is a valuable source of information when diagnosing problems. The job log contains information such as the commands that were executed, whether the commands completed successfully or not, for program errors, the location in the program at which the error occurred, runtime information such as the time taken for execution, etc. The job log is basically a combined view of the job's external message queue and program message queue. The display job log command is used to view the job log of an active job. After a job ends, the job log can be viewed only if it has been copied to a spool file. The spool file is named QP job log. The log attribute of the job description is used to control the amount of information that is written to the job log. You can use the change job description and change job commands to change the log attributes of a job. The log parameter consists of three elements. The first is the message logging level. Here we can specify a value from 0 to 4. A value of 0 indicates that no messages are to be kept in the job log. A value of 1 indicates that messages sent to the external message queue are to be kept. A value of 2 indicates that messages sent to the external message queue, messages generated by logged CL commands, and the CL command that generated the messages are to be kept in the job log. A value of 3 indicates that all the CL commands that are logged are also to be kept in the job log in addition to the information that is kept for a value of 2. A value of 4 indicates that all messages and logged CL commands are to be kept in the job log. The second element of the log parameter is the message severity level that can have any value from 0 to 99. All messages that have a severity level higher than the value specified here will be kept in the job log. On the message text parameter, we can specify either *NoList, *MSG or *SECLVL. *NoList is the default value and indicates that if a job ends normally, the job log should not be copied to a spooled file. *MSG indicates that the first level text message text is to be kept in the job log and the job log will be copied to a spool file irrespective of whether the job ends normally or abnormally. *SECLVL indicates that both the first and second level message text is to be included in the job log. The log CLPGM parameter in the change job description, change job and create job description commands can be used to control whether CL commands are logged or not. The create CL program command has a default value of *job for the log attribute. It indicates that the CL commands are to be written to the job log provided the log CL program attributor has a value of *yes. Summary. In this chapter, we studied message queues. We also looked at the different types of messages and the predefined and immediate messages. We also studied creating a message file and adding messages. We then looked at the different CL commands used to send messages. Finally, we also looked at how to monitor messages and job logs.